Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Not much happened here. We start on the daily time frame. Just want to give you an overview for anybody who's new on the channel and for anybody who might be confused by the microstructures, because I understand, there's a lot of messy price action on the lower time frames, and for most people, as I said before, it's probably best just to operate on the let's say the larger time frames in these markets at the moment. Looking at the daily time frame, we have obviously still this bullish structure since November. So obviously we are bullish on Bitcoin overall, especially since the November lows. We had impulses to the upside, and this here looks like a correction. Nevertheless, the trend is, in my opinion, still down. So it is down because we haven't seen an impulse to the upside yet, followed by a three-wave corrective pullback. So the trend is still down. Therefore, we focus still on further downside. As explained in previous videos, the low could be in, but the Bitcoin price needs to prove it. We need to see 5 waves up and 3 waves down to get to the next more reliable trade setup for a long trade, okay? Until then, this move to the downside is still very likely and still preferred because we haven't seen the trend change yet. Bitcoin needs to give us 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and so far it hasn't done that yet, okay? So that structure that I've been showing you for many weeks is still very much valid on the daily time frame. Nothing changed really, just a B wave reset a little higher from here to possibly here. And even if we climb higher, it can still be a more extended B wave, no problem. That's all within the scope of this scenario. And then you could still see a 5 wave move down to maybe 22K afterwards. That's very important to understand. We still focus on this scenario until we have 5 waves up, 3 waves down. So it's a very consistent message. We always wait for this structure to appear, 5 up, 3 down, in order to suggest a trend change, because if we try to call a low early, then we just guess, okay? We're just guessing. We don't want to make a call based on what we think. We want to base it on evidence on the chart, in the chart. We need to read that evidence. We need to understand that evidence, but that's what we're here for. Not speculations and possibilities. We want to focus on what's probable. This is still the scenario, so that hasn't changed. Very important. So while we are bullish, we still expect at the moment further downside. And if the price, however, can show us 5 waves up and 3 waves down, then this is the time to become bullish short term as well. And that is at the same time a trade setup. And that means that either from here, if we form 5 waves up, then 3 waves down, we have a chance to get to that next target box up there between 44 and 50K roughly, or after a more extended drawdown, breakdown, into maybe 22, 20K, then up, okay? Many people still bearish in this market and many people frustrated, but I would like to see a bit more bearishness, maybe a bit more bearishness. So the wave 2 needs to do its job properly, okay? And the wave 2 does its job by making everybody feel bearish, okay? So we'll see. I mean, again, pretty much open towards both scenarios. It's all a question about, how are you positioned from a strategic point of view. Are you prepared for both scenarios? And I explain very often how you can do that. But if you do it, it's up to you how you do it. But I think that's quite clear on the daily time frame. That doesn't move that much. And if you cannot handle emotionally smallest time frame moves, which is fine because many people cannot handle that, right? Then best to operate on the larger time frame. So this is obviously a more interesting time frame for investors and for people who are more interested in longer term swing trades. So let's look at the short term. This is basically this price action since the August low. Here we have this potential 5 wave move to the upside. It shows what we need to see for Bitcoin to give us an idea that wave 1 to the upside, or a 5 wave move at least, can complete, and to at least get some kind of evidence that a lasting low has been established. We need to see that 5 wave move. At the moment, we only have 3 waves up, okay? So it's pretty unreliable. and that wave 4 is very deep, and it dropped even below micro support. So yeah, it can still give us a fifth wave, but it would need to do it pretty quickly, and it would be a very deep wave 4, so very unreliable. But I will not rule out that we can still get 5 waves up. Yeah, that's just, it's not invalidated. It will become less probable below 27K, and it will be invalidated below 26K. Then obviously this 5 wave attempt to the upside is completely invalidated. Only with 5 up, 3 down, we have some clarity that we are going higher. Okay. Until then, this can of course break at any time. At the moment, it looks like it breaks. We only have 3 waves up so far. Yeah, so in a WXY structure, could be a B wave, and then we follow through to the downside in our preferred still sell-off wave count. Okay, again, until we have 5 waves up, the trend hasn't changed. It's just a short-term corrective rally that can break at any time. So what we're watching now for is evidence that this yellow wave count to the downside is resuming. What I have changed to the previous video is I just added a resistance area, and we have potential 5 waves down. So I added wave 1 of wave C. I shared that already with channel members earlier today. And we can now be ready, I think, or prepare for a potential wave 2 corrective rally after 5 waves down. Can still go a little lower. Maybe it will touch here the 27K area, but then I think we should see a bit of a corrective rally maybe. And if we see one, then this is the area where we can watch for a reaction that could take us down in a third wave. So next attempt, right? Next attempt. It's all pretty fragile on the smaller time frames. You need to understand that. So 27,880 to 28,281 is resistance. So yeah, and as I always say, don't treat the micro counts as too predictive. They are more a they are more a tool to test where the trend is going. Yeah, and they give us very clear levels that we can use for our risk management. So for example, here above 28,281, it's very unlikely, it's getting unlikely that the yellow downside count will play out. So at the moment, I start to lean towards yellow on the shorter time frame because we have 5 waves down. But I cannot rule out that we still get another high, because the wave 4, for example, could create a larger ABC structure where the A wave was a 5 wave move. We get a B wave bounce, but even then we have a chance to react to resistance, get a C wave lower in wave 4, and then go up. See, hope you understand that. A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's, I'm watching for a bounce and then a reaction in resistance. Let's see if that works out. If not, we just have to adjust, which is fine on the lower time frames. This is a pretty sloppy and corrective mess. If you want some sense of clarity and if you want more stability, then either check out the larger time frames or wait for 5 waves up and 3 waves down. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. We also started our stocks and shares service. You can find the links in the video description as well. We cover 20 stocks and shares plus the S&P 500. The S&P is covered every day. So if you're interested, you can find the Patreon link in the video description as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.